In this JavaScript tutorial, we are going to see about objects, references, functions in the JavaScript. So in this topic, what we are going to do is we are going to create an object, and also we are creating the function that accepts reference as an object, and how you can update the object properties by creating the function. Now I will navigate to the VS Code. Let's see an example. So here I'll quickly create the one JavaScript class as references.js. Here I'll say underscore 5.4 and then I'll say .js. So that's it. Then I will maximize this window. So let's create an object of the car that contains the properties. We have already discussed this particular example while discussing the objects in the JavaScript. So here I'll say var, and followed by that I will say car. So here I'm firstly creating the car object, and that contains the couple of properties. For example, car brand, car price, and car color. So here I'll say brand and then colon. Then I will add the brand as, so let's say Audi, and then I will add another property called price. So here I'll add some random numbers. Then I will create another property called color. So here I'll add the color as white. Yeah, that's it. So we have created a object of car in the JavaScript, and also we have added a properties as brand, price, and color. So for example, in the later point of time, I want to update this car object properties. For example, I want to replace this brand Audi with the Nissan or Ford or Benz, or I want to update the color property value. I want to replace this particular value with the red or the green or something like that. If you are having a number of properties, so there might be cases you need to update the all the properties and respective values, right? So in those cases, you need to implement a simple method so that will updates your object properties. So let's create a simple method, and here I'll say get updated car details. So this particular method updates the car object properties based on the demand or based on the need. And this particular method is accepting the one reference type, that is the car object. So here I'll say car object. So by using this car object, let's say I want to update the brand. So I want to update this particular Audi with the Benz. So simply I will use this particular reference variable, that's the car object dot. So here I'll say brand. Then I will assign the respective value. So here I want to replace Audi with the Benz. So here I'll say Benz. Then I want to replace the color also. So similar way I will use the car object dot. So here I'll say color. So I want to update the car object property color with the red. So that's it. Now what we will do is, so let's, before calling this particular method, so let's print the default object and respective properties by using the console.log. So here I'll add the one message called car details before updating. So that's it. Then I will pass the our car object. So let's run this particular program. So this will print the default car object properties. So still we have not used this particular method, or we have not called this particular method. So we will call this particular method bit later. So let's see whether it is printing the default car details or not. So let's run this particular program. So I will open the console output, and if you see here, so our program got executed and it has all the properties. And if you see here, brand is Audi and it has the price value and the color is white. Now what I will do is, now I will call this particular method by passing this car as an reference to this particular get updated car details method. So simply I will call this particular method down. And then here I will have to pass the reference to this particular method, right? So I will pass this car object to the get updated car details method. So that's it. So after updating car details, so let's print the car details. Whether car properties are updated or not, we can check it by printing the car object once again. So here I'll say car details after updating. So firstly, it has to print all default properties. That's the brand as Audi and price some value and color as white. And after that, second time we are printing, and before that we are updating the car properties by using the references. And if you look at here, so we are replacing the brand and the color. So let's run this particular program and it should update the car car object properties. So let's verify the output here. And if you look at here, so car details before updating, so it has the default values. Brand is Audi and price is some value and color is white. And if you see here, car details after updating, so brand got replaced with the Benz this time. Previously it was Audi and we have not updated the price. And if you look at the color property, so previously it was white and this time it is red. So this is how you can play around the objects, functions and references in the JavaScript.